Mike Tyson was an almost perfect boxer. He was a legendary knockout machine. He had the skills and the power required to beat any opponent. But there was one thing that was slowly building in his personal life, something that would ultimately cause him to suffer his first loss, and then within just a few years, would end his career. Having lost 6 total times, money, drugs, fame were his biggest enemies. And during the early 90s, they caused him his first ever loss. It was when he stepped into the ring with Buster Douglas. This fight, often regarded as one of the biggest shocks in sports history, marked Mike Tyson's first professional defeat and sent shockwaves through the boxing world. At the time, Tyson was the undisputed heavyweight champion.
I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm not a textbook fighter, a jab, right hand. I fight to win. I do everything to win. My objective is to win, totally to win.
Known for his ferocious power and speed, he had earned a reputation for knocking out opponents with astonishing ease. Many of his fights barely lasted a few rounds, and the consensus among fans and analysts alike was that he was an unstoppable force. In February 1990, however, the landscape of boxing changed dramatically when Buster Douglas, a 42-1 underdog, stepped into the ring with Tyson in Tokyo. Few believed that Douglas had a chance against the champion, who seemed invincible. Most expected another quick victory for Tyson, and the media portrayed Douglas as just another easy win. However, beneath the surface, a fire burned within Douglas, a fierce determination to prove the doubters wrong. Tyson, on his part, appeared to take the fight lightly. His training regimen was lackluster, and he arrived in the ring visibly out of shape. Some attributed this to his lifestyle choices outside the ring, which included distractions and a lack of focus on boxing. Tyson seemed more concerned about maintaining his image as the heavyweight champion than preparing for the challenge ahead. This lack of seriousness would prove to be a critical mistake. From the opening bell, it was clear that Douglas was not going to be a pushover. He utilized his height and reach advantage effectively, employing a strategy that kept Tyson at bay. Douglas landed sharp jabs that disrupted Tyson's rhythm and prevented him from getting inside to unleash his powerful hooks. As the rounds progressed, Tyson's frustration grew. He was unable to penetrate Douglas's defense, and his usually explosive punches failed to make an impact. Meanwhile, Douglas began to find his footing. With every successful jab, he gained confidence, shifting the momentum of the fight in his favor. By the 6th round, it was evident that Douglas was not just surviving, he was thriving. As the fight continued, Tyson struggled to adapt. The champion, who had once intimidated opponents with his sheer presence, now looked lost and bewildered in the ring. In the 8th round, Tyson managed to briefly revive his hopes when he knocked Douglas down with a powerful uppercut.
Oh, there's a nice uppercut that time that drops Buster Douglas!
The crowd erupted, and it seemed like Tyson might seize control of the match. But in a stunning display of resilience, Douglas rose to his feet, shaking off the blow and demonstrating a toughness that few had expected.
Got a little loosey-goosey.
He was determined to continue fighting and prove that he was worthy of being in the ring with the champion. As the 10th round approached, the fight reached its dramatic climax. Douglas, refusing to back down, unleashed a series of powerful punches, culminating in a crushing uppercut that caught Tyson off guard. Staggered and unable to recover, Tyson fell to the canvas for the first time in his career.
Buster's landing these. Oh, nice uppercut by Buster Douglas. Look at this. He's knocked down.
The moment was surreal. The once mighty champion found himself dazed, fumbling for his mouthguard, and unable to beat the count. The referee's count echoed in the arena.
For the first time in his career, Mike Tyson hits the canvas. He's in big trouble. He's not gonna make it.
And Tyson's defeat stunned the boxing world. Buster Douglas, the underdog, who had been written off by nearly everyone, had achieved one of the greatest upsets in boxing history. The loss shattered Tyson's aura of invincibility, marking a pivotal moment in both fighters' careers.
From what I never believed my news clippings. I mean, you guys read. I basically knows who I am, and my basic main concern is that he fought a good night. But I know I'm the best fighter in the world still to this day.
Douglas would experience a brief moment of fame as a champion, while Tyson's dominance in the ring would never be the same again. This fight served as a harsh reminder that even the greatest champions can fall. and it forever changed the narrative of Tyson's career, leading him down a path of personal and professional challenges in the years to come. After many expected Tyson to win, his fearsome reputation as a knockout artist was still fresh in everyone's mind. But Holyfield was no ordinary opponent. He had his own strengths, speed, toughness, and most importantly, a game plan. Punches and responding with well-placed counters. As the rounds went on, it became evident that Tyson was struggling. He landed his powerful shots, but Holyfield took them, and rematch between Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield is infamous for one shocking moment. Tyson biting Holyfield's ear, not just once, but twice. It was a bizarre twist that left fans and commentators in disbelief.
I'm just in great shape. I'm in better shape than I was last time. And like I said before, I'm looking forward to beating him this time.
As the fight began, Tyson seemed eager to prove himself after his defeat in their first bout. However, Holyfield came in with a smart strategy. He used his quick footwork and solid defense to outshine Tyson, who was struggling to land his powerful punches. With every round, Holyfield grew more confident, outboxing Tyson and frustrating him with precise jabs and solid counters.
Head movement from Tyson, something we didn't see in the first fight. He looks over to Mills Lane. It's a cut around the right eye of Mike Tyson from a clash of heads, I believe.
That's just what happened, and Mike said, what about this biting? What about this head?
Now got pressure on him, and he's just started this fight.
And again, just like in the first fight, Tyson looks over for help from
to the ropes.
If an accidental foul occurs before the end of the fourth round, the fight is ruled a technical draw. Digging in with uppercuts to the body, now going upstairs, looking for the cut.
Evander's.
Mills Lane taking charge. Over the top.
Mike throwing a nice right hand, but you see he's not following up with the big combination.
By the third round, Tyson's frustration boiled over. He felt like he couldn't reach Holyfield and that his usual power was slipping away. In a moment of madness, he bit Holyfield on the ear, taking a huge chunk out of it. The fight stopped as the referee and ringside doctors assessed the damage, but Tyson wasn't done. After the fight resumed, he did it again, biting Holyfield's other ear. This shocking behavior led to Tyson's disqualification, which was not just a defeat, but a dramatic fall from grace. It marked a significant turning point in his career. Once celebrated as a fierce champion, Tyson's actions in the ring painted a picture of a man who had lost his way. He went from being a disciplined fighter to someone acting out of desperation.
But I know I complained about being butted, and we complained about the first fight. Listen, Holyfield's not the tough warrior everyone says he is. He got little nicks on him, then he quit. I got one eye. He's not impaired. He got ears. I got one eye. Big deal. If he take one, I got another one. I'm ready to fight. He didn't want to fight. I'm ready to fight him right now.
The rematch became a symbol of Tyson's struggles, showing that even the fiercest warriors can be pushed to their limits. The incident left a lasting impact on boxing, with many fans and analysts questioning Tyson's mental state and future in the sport. It was a fight that transformed Tyson's legacy, forever remembered for its chaos rather than its athleticism. By 2002, Mike Tyson's career was already on a steep decline, but his clash with Lennox Lewis was still one of the most highly anticipated bouts in boxing history. The fight was billed as a clash of personalities as much as it was a battle of heavyweights. Tyson, the once undefeatable knockout artist, versus Lewis, the cool and composed champion with an undeniable technical prowess. Fans hoped that Tyson could summon the ferocity of his prime to regain his former glory. But it soon became clear that this was a different Tyson, far removed from his explosive peak. Lennox Lewis, standing tall at 6'5" with a significant reach advantage, expertly controlled the fight from the opening bell.
Pour l'instant, c'est Tyson qui est plus actif.
His sharp, punishing jab kept Tyson at bay, while his superior footwork allowed him to dictate the pace of the bout. Tyson, once known for his incredible head movement and relentless pressure, looked sluggish and unable to close the distance. Lewis systematically dismantled Tyson, landing precise shots that drained his opponent's stamina and spirit. By the 8th round, Tyson's hope for a dramatic comeback was all but gone. Lewis, sensing the end, unleashed a brutal right hook that sent Tyson crashing to the canvas. Tyson struggled to get back on his feet, but the referee waved off the fight, declaring Lewis the victor by knockout. The bout was more than just another loss for Tyson. It marked the definitive end of an era. It was clear that the fearsome, baddest man on the planet could no longer stand toe-to-toe with the new generation of elite heavyweights. Lewis, meanwhile, cemented his legacy as one of the greatest heavyweight champions, standing tall over a legend whose flame had finally burned out. In 2004, Mike Tyson was still a big name in boxing, though his best days were behind him. When he faced Danny Williams, most fans and experts thought Tyson would easily win. Williams was seen as a decent fighter, but not someone who could challenge a former heavyweight champion like Tyson. However, what happened during the fight shocked everyone and became one of the most surprising moments in Tyson's career. At the start of the fight, Tyson looked strong. He came out fast, throwing powerful punches, trying to finish the fight early, just like in his prime.
Tyson going right to the body.
The crowd could feel the intensity, and it seemed like Tyson was on his way to an easy victory.
Another left hook upstairs. A left uppercut staggers Williams.
We have theorized and been told that there's a possibility that he twisted his knee, and you see him touch that knee.
But then something went wrong. Tyson injured his knee during the first round. Though he tried to fight through the pain, the injury made it hard for him to move like he used to. Williams noticed Tyson's struggles and started to take advantage. As the rounds went on, Tyson's movement slowed down, and his punches didn't have the same power. Williams stayed patient, avoiding Tyson's attacks and landing his own punches. By the fourth round, Williams saw his chance. He attacked with a series of hard punches, backing Tyson into the ropes.
Big right hand by Daniel. Oh, got him. Off the ropes.
Tyson, weakened by his injury, couldn't defend himself properly. Then Williams landed a big right hand that sent Tyson down to the mat. Tyson tried to get back up, but the referee decided to stop the fight, giving Williams the win by knockout.
It's over. Danny Williams has upset.
This loss was a huge blow to Tyson's career. Many thought he would easily beat Williams, but instead Tyson was defeated in one of the most unexpected upsets in boxing history. For Danny Williams, this victory was the highlight of his career, while for Tyson, it marked another tough loss during the final years of his time in the ring. Mike Tyson's last fight took place in 2005 against Kevin McBride, and it was clear from the start that this wasn't the same Tyson who had once dominated the heavyweight division. At 38 years old, Tyson was far from his prime.
The 58th time in his tumultuous 20-year career.
His speed, power, and aggression, traits that once made him the most feared boxer in the world, had faded. Meanwhile, McBride, a solid but not spectacular fighter, was seen as a big underdog going into the bout. Yet this fight would be more about Tyson's decline than McBride's skill. From the opening rounds, Tyson showed flashes of his old self, throwing hard punches and trying to land a knockout blow. But it didn't take long for his exhaustion to set in.
Body shot by Tyson.
The left hook downstairs that Tyson throws, that was definitely low. Yep, that's below the belt line. And,
By the middle rounds, Tyson was visibly tired, struggling to keep up with McBride. His movements became sluggish, and he leaned heavily on McBride during clinches, trying to find a moment to catch his breath.
That's defensively, but it doesn't matter in this fight. McBride not able to counter him as well as...
McBride, realizing Tyson was slowing down, began to use his size advantage to wear him out even more. The taller, heavier McBride leaned on Tyson, pushing him against the ropes, forcing Tyson to carry his weight. This tactic, combined with Tyson's fading stamina, took a toll on the former champion. By the end of the sixth round, Tyson was exhausted, unable to defend himself properly or mount any real offense.
On McBride doing the wise thing and tying him up, but look out!
He's trying to break his arm again.
As he sat on his stool in his corner, it was clear that he couldn't continue. His team threw in the towel, signaling the end of the fight. Tyson didn't argue or protest. In fact, after the fight, he admitted that his heart wasn't in it anymore. He said that he fought only for the money, not for the love of the sport, and that he knew it was time to walk away.
Not much, because I don't have any desire for this anymore, so I basically don't care much about the sport. I'm sorry to disappoint the people. I wish they can get their money back some kind of way.
McBride's victory wasn't a dazzling display of boxing skill or power. Instead, it was about outlasting a legend who had lost the drive that once made him great. For Tyson, this fight marked the end of an incredible but turbulent career, closing the book on one of the most famous boxers of all time. But up next, click this boxing video on screen. I'll see you there.